Welcome to Slow News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark.
Did you just hear that? That's my kid crying. Wow. Hold on one second.
Could we actually have that as the intro?
All right.
Gallagher, please let us use that as the intro. How many track jackets do you have?
More than 17, less than 31. Somewhere in that area.
All right, Nick Wright, Fox Sports 1. First things first. Chiefs fan, Patrick Mahomes stan, Josh Allen hater. Anything else?
You know what? The first time I was on Slow News Day, live at the Super Bowl, you introduced me the exact same way, except not the Josh Allen part because he wasn't relevant then, like he won't be relevant in years in the future. We can get to that part later. And I said, I'm not a Patrick Mahomes stan. I'm a Patrick Mahomes truth teller. And in the ensuing 353 days, has a lie been told?
So let's talk about the Chiefs, because life is never this neat. We never get Brady versus Mahomes. We never get the greatest quarterback of all time against the most talented quarterback now. Life is never this perfect that we get to see this. But it's as close to a passing of the torch as you can get in a football game. It is unbelievable.
I thought we were never going to get it when Brady fled the conference to avoid Mahomes. And then Brady makes the Super Bowl, which I will admit I have possibly undersold the last few years of Tom Brady's career. I've shorted that stock a few years early. I can concede that point. But I didn't think we would ever get a chance to see them in the playoffs again because it was going to obviously have to be in the Super Bowl. The first time they played was an all-time game. And now, here's my thing. You know I love the Rushmores and the best and the GOATs and the tapes, all of it. As much as I adore Patrick Mahomes, if Brady wins, that's as close to like slamming the door shut, soldering it closed, and locking it up, because it's not only that it'd be 7-1, but he would have beaten him in the AFC Championship game and then beaten him in the Super Bowl, and they'll never play again. And so it's like it's a great sliding doors chance moment for Mahomes to like make it a conversation for a decade or for it to never be a conversation.
See, this is fascinating because the point I was going to make was I thought there weren't a lot of legacy-changing outcomes, I thought, from Sunday. Because, okay, we already know that Tom Brady was an all-time great. Mahomes, we already know he won a Super Bowl last year. As you said on this show, he's probably a Hall of Famer if he stops playing right now. But you're saying that legacy-defining things that will happen a week from Sunday are Mahomes being able to measure himself against a guy who will be out of the league as Mahomes collects more and more rings.
Correct. Like if Mahomes wins a week from Sunday, it's 6-2. Like let's say that it ends 6-5. I do think some people will be like, well, it's 6-5, but they played in a Super Bowl once and Mahomes won it. You know what I mean? Conversely, if it's 7-1 and Brady won both their playoff games, that bridge just seems so incredibly far. It'd be like if in 07, how long's it been? 6 minutes. I'm contractually obligated to bring up LeBron James. It's been too long. It'd be like if in 07, if Michael Jordan wasn't out of the league, and if in LeBron's first finals, instead of being swept by the Spurs, he was swept by MJ, and MJ's got 7, and LeBron's like, oh, man.
Okay, so one person, I think that there are people who are not in these playoffs right now whose legacies change by the week. I think last week there was a real argument to be made that Mike McCarthy was holding one of the biggest L's of this playoffs because we got to see now 2 years of Aaron Rodgers without him, and that Matt LaFleur is a very good coach, and then there was addition by subtraction. It's bad for Dak Prescott, okay? Bill Belichick, his legacy is changing how with every round, or is it?
Listen, Bill Belichick is a made man, obviously, and I think most people agree he's at worst the third greatest coach of all time. And I think most people think he's the greatest.
I think he's number one.
I believe he's number one, but I now kind of feel like he needs to make a Super Bowl.
Oh,
I do. You mentioned legacies about guys who weren't in this round. I do think this hurt Rodgers a bit. And I think it's fair that
I agree. Okay, so I was going to ask about that. So what do you think Sunday night was for him? When he says, I don't know about my future, all that stuff. Was that him trying to shape the narrative? Was that him trying to get the focus almost immediately off of the game, even though he played very well? Or does he actually want to go play for the Niners?
Fact of the matter is this. He can be mad at the last 10 years justifiably. He can be mad at the draft justifiably. All that's fair. But you had the better team. You were in your building. And there were critical, crucible moments. Now, he played well enough for them to win, but he didn't play well enough to get them that win, even though Brady was really struggling near the end. And I do think Rodgers is potentially now all of a sudden, I think the press conference was he's realizing I'm going to become a man without a country, because what everyone's always said about me is I'm the most talented quarterback they've ever seen. Guys don't say that about me anymore. They say it about someone else. And that guy they say it about, he's now been to 2 of these things. I've been to 1. What corner does Rodgers have now?
Jeopardy host.
Yeah, I'd be great at that. Game of Thrones guy. He was on that show.
Spin up. I think he's great. I just think that, as you said, that was a winnable game yesterday. And now Tom Brady, who's been in the NFC 5 minutes, has as many NFC championships in his career as Aaron Rodgers.
And Breeze. That's bananas.
Let's move to the newspaper here. You watching any good television right now, Nick?
Yeah, there's this, I can't remember the name of it. It's the funniest show I've ever seen. The plot of it is they try to convince you this quarterback in Buffalo is elite.
Oh,
I can't think of the name of it.
I want to read this Ask Amy because it is completely unhinged. You and I are both wife guys. I've met your lovely wife.
We're both
before.
wife guys. Does that mean we're married or we like our wives?
We like our wives. So this is the Ask Amy from an unhinged husband, okay? I've been married for 30 years. Most of the time, I've been unhappy. So he married a woman who was a good person, knowing that if she ever left, my heart would not be broken. Okay, this is insane. This has caused me to have a number of affairs. I'm not proud of that. Now I struggle with a different heartache and ask myself, is this the way I want to spend my remaining years? This is completely insane, Nick.
That is what an absolute roller coaster. You've been married for 30 years. Listen, buddy, I know you didn't ask Nick, you asked Amy, but I think you got to call it quits.
What kind of strategy is this?
Yeah, you know what? That to me strikes me as a baby boomer run amok.
We got to do something about the boomers, man.
We do. That's what I think. You know what? The Zennials get all the crap. They're good people. Boomers, I got no time for them. None whatsoever. I'm just trying to figure out how this kin thing works. I've never done it. I assume Gallagher would be really, really terrible at it and lose to Mina Kimes.
Who does the mini Ken?
Okay, all right.
Nick, don't you think that the mini crossword thing was the reason Gallagher's profile is rising now? I love this for his career.
I love it too. And you know what? Also, and I hope you clip this and push this out to everyone. You know what I'm excited for? The fall of Mina Kimes. Enough. It's enough, Mina. We get it. You went to Yale. You're incredibly likable. No one has anything bad to say about you. You're smarter than all of us. You can do this stupid little, what do you call those things? Not Ouija boards. The thing with the knobs. Yeah, that thing. You can do it, and you know what it is? I'm ready for the scandal.
You know what it is?
What?
I bet she's been cheating on crosswords.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
She's been posting false times.
She just hired an intern to just Photoshop different times into it. She's never done a crossword in her life. We're on to you, Kimes.
Absolutely. Zoom it or it's not real.
Gallagher, justice for Gallagher. Justice for Jason Gallagher.
I'm running away from any content surrounding crosswords and Mina Kimes. I've learned my lesson. I'm done.
Let's put someone in Club Kevin.
Okay.
Nick Wright, who's in it? We got Larry King here.
Hold on. That's the headline they gave Larry King when he passed? Read that headline.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what is...
Oh, my God.
I understand that that's probably like a Larry King quote, is I liked asking dumb questions. But if you just see the headline, it's kind of cutting.
Kind of cutting?
Can I tell you an amazing Larry King story?
Yes.
I met him once. It was my boss's birthday, and Larry King was in the building when we were doing like my boss's birthday celebration. So somebody thought it'd be a good idea to get my boss a pair of very fancy, nice suspenders to present to him when Larry King was there. And Larry took a picture with him, them both holding the suspenders, and Larry left with the suspenders. He took them. And nobody knew what to say. It's unbelievable. It was such an epic moment. That was my only interaction with Larry King. Legend.
I'm speechless that he just did whatever he wanted to do. He's just vibing. He likes asking dumb questions, according to the LA Times. He had a great life. He did some incredible interviews, got some great gets, and now he's in Club Kevin.
One of the true all-time greats in television journalism. And so, yeah, Larry King, rest in peace, my man.
Nick Wright, thanks for coming on Slow News Day.
Appreciate you guys. This is absolutely one of my 4 or 5 favorite internet shows. Bye.